Alright, so welcome back. Last episode, got the body sat over the chassis, sort of roughly mocked up. We've got bricks holding it up and stuff. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is just try and like strengthen up the body, brace it a bit, and see if I can actually get it mounted. So I tossed around the idea of hinging it off the back here, so the whole front will lift up like that, which I think would be really cool to do. So I'm going to try. See how that goes. So the idea is probably weld something big along here, like a bit of this stuff across here, which can hinge that too, and then I'll have some big hinges with a pivot at the bottom here so that it can pull back like that and lift up. I got just a bit of square tube I had here. I'm going to run that along the edges here, just underneath that little edge there. Then this will get cut and hammered over, so that'll take all that wobble out, and then I'll brace it across here, and check the diagonals and stuff, get that all pretty solid, so that when I go to pivot this, I'll have something to sort of strengthen up and base it on. I'm not sure exactly how I'll go from there. I'll end up probably bracing something from here up to here, same down there, run something that'll go just in front of there. But it's all going to be out of, I'll probably get some smaller stuff in this. This is 25 by 25 or inch by inch. So I'll get some smaller stuff that'll do all the little bracing inside there. And then eventually it'll just have like aluminium sheet across the top and be sheeted flat. What else have I been thinking? I'm going to try and get a radiator in the front of it. I'll have the pulley which will come out to about here, but keep in mind this is going to have like a flat front that comes down here, so I think I will end up being able to fit quite a large radiator in the front there, which means it just saves the hassle of trying to squeeze a radiator in the back here where you've got heat from tyres and stuff. So yeah, we'll end up working out something for the front there. So I guess yeah, next step's just to cut this steel here and start bracing all this up and getting it located, and hopefully try and get the start to a hinge. So we'll get started. Okay, so you can see here, just around all that, clamped it on roughly, so I'm just going to tack this all the way along. And that'll just straighten all that bit up anyway, and then we can look at doing the other side and then look at bracing it in between. Check this out for some funny car action. It's actually working. So I just winched it up. I've just done just a quick job on the back here. So that's where I stitch all that rail in. Put a rail in at the back there. Just some old Bunnings hinges, which I'll have to trim off and tidy up and stuff. Just tacked it all there. I've run this support from there to the top of that hinge, and I'll do another one on the other side. But have a look at that, that's cool, eh? That should allow me to get the wheels off pretty well. I might have to just trim these bits, just radius them just a little bit more, we'll see. But have a look how cool that is. I'll try and set up this camera and I'll lower it down for you, just show how easy it goes down. You can actually lift it up by hand, but it's just easier to do in the winch for now. So look at that, imagine working on the motor with that up. Pretty stoked. Well, I made much more progress than I thought I would. It's actually pretty easy. So have a look at that. Just jammed a bit of aluminium I had underneath the roof. Pretty happy with that. There we go, it's just tucked in and sort of hinged at the back for now. check it out, it's actually pretty solid at the back. It's going to be heaps more solid once I add these extra bars and stuff, but yeah, that's a pretty cool looking profile from the side. Come around the other way. Look at that, nostalgia funny car. Shit, yeah. Alright, I'll roll it back in, see how I go about lifting it down by myself. Alright, got a bit more progress. So, just added another little support to here. I also, see here with this hinge, I like slotted it a little bit to allow it to be able to move side to side. So that way I can get a couple of washers in either of these, and these pins will come out, and then I'll put big long bolts through there. I'll be able to adjust it and just get it really fine tuned. So did that. I've just put this one across there. Next step, I'm going to clean up all this. I'm going to get some of this steel, I'm going to run it along there, tack it into there, there, and into there. Then I'll be able to run something off here to there, like a diagonal. Same on that side. I'll also tie one in the back here, and then the whole of this inside here will be sheeted with like a 2mm sheet. That way when I blow tyres it doesn't ruin all this. It'll make it sort of nice and strong. It'll brace between there and there. Yeah, so once that's braced, I'll lower it back down, see where I'm looking here, and somewhere around here is where I'm going to mount these actuators. I'll have to do some measurements, figure out sort of the short length, the extended length, where I'm going to put them, what size to water, and hopefully with that diagonal there, and then I'll lower this down, have another one across here, it'll sit just above that, and it should start tying all together so that I'll have enough strength to get 12 volt linear actuators to lift the whole body up. So at the flick of a switch, the whole body will lift up for me. So that's the next step, get some bits in here and get those diagonals done. Okay, so I've just been busy on these little side pieces here. See that there? So that piece will put in there like that. And I'll see if I can get that light to fix up. And I'll sort of weld it here, 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 here. Same on the other side. So that's ready to weld in. I'll just have to turn down the welder a little bit because I was welding a bit thicker stuff with the hinges and that before. I don't want to blow through the side if I can help it. So yeah, I've got all that tacked in. Then I'll get some bits sort of roughly mocked up for there, and then drop it down and make sure it's all square before I tack all that in. So yeah, get that tacked in, and then next steps start bracing it to here. Okay, so just sat the body down, I've measured everything. Everything looks like it's pretty level, it's pretty centered, it's square. Anyway, so gonna cut a bit of steel that goes from down here to right up into the center, so there'll be diagonal down there, and then same from the other side. And then I'm going to run a piece between those two diagonals, which will sit very close to here, then I go about figuring out where my linear actuator is going to go and just measure like a short distance, put a few marks, jack it right up, measure the length, see how much extension we're going to need. But yeah, so 2 more bits, get them tacked in. Alright, so I've got these 2 bits cut. I'm just going to sit in here and try and make sure everything looks even before I tack it up, because this makes a lot of difference on, you know, how it's all going to sit. It's pretty good. Welder's shitting itself today. Little car's fun, except no one ever. So here we go, we might be struggling to get something strong enough to lift that. I have to do some sums and see how heavy it is, how much force is needed. But, yeah. Okay, so you've seen this bit that I just did, those braces there. I did a few measurements working out the actuators I'm going to get. So if I pivot it from down here, sort of just there, up to there, if I get some 14-inch actuators, it should give me enough to get it up nice and high. Now they're rated at 150 kilos each, and I wasn't sure how to sort of figure it out, because you can lift the car easily from that end, but then of course with like the different ratios it's a lot tougher up here to lift it. So I got a set of bathroom scars and sat them in there and then put something under there and lowered it down, and it, I don't know, it sort of read about 150 kilos. It was nearing the end, so I reckon if I got 2 of them it should be pretty safe. Yeah, so I'll get them ordered and then get that in there. Now what I'm doing now is climb in this tiny little thing. Now, a little bit of 6mm flat bar there and some little bits of tube that I'm about to clean up. So the idea here is, let's see if I can set this up for a second. So this plate is going to get welded on there, and then these will get welded at the right height so that when I drop it down they will sit there like that, and it should wedge in nice and tight in there, which will just give some good support to that part of it. And yeah, so I'll lower it back down, check what height this is going to be. Probably something like that. And then weld that on first, then I'll lower it down into place, like that. And yeah, should be nice and secure at the front and take a lot of the wobble out. So we'll get stuck into that. Lost power, better go check the fuse box. Okay, so I've just tacked that bit on. I'm going to lower it down just to make sure all those heights and positions look good, and if it is, we'll finish welding it. Spot on. Right, I'll do the other side. Alright, so that's that plate weld in there. Got that guy, which will get welded there. I've obviously got to trim that angle a little bit to get that to fit properly. And the other side here, it's a bit closer. Yeah, but I've just got to trim those angles so that fits properly, then I'll weld that on. It should lift up and sit back down and really make it quite solid, so I'll get that done and we'll get them tacked on. Sweet, we'll get that tacked off. I'll weld it off properly and test it out. Awesome. Okay, so that's where we're sitting now. It's pretty cool. So I've just finished doing, roughly done that in there, and it's amazing, like there's nothing fixed there, it's just sitting down. But you look at this going, yeah, it's almost behaving like a proper car, like that. And I'll see if I can just set this up for a second. Have a look how light it is. So I'll just show you how it's not that hard to lift from this end, but we're going to need a bit of strength to lift it from down there. Just drop straight back into place. It's nice and tight. So, quite happy with that. Have a look, have a bit of it's looking good. Awesome. Alright, so it's all locked in now. Like, I can jump on here. But even when you sort of twist it, it's even pretty good. But the only issue I've got, I tried sitting in there again, and the back's just still that little bit low, that by the time I seat in there and have a helmet and stuff on, you're pretty much going to be touching the roof. So I'm just going to lift the back about 20 mil probably, just to keep this chassis level at the bottom. So see, it's hanging out a bit there, which I'm going to box down from here to there, and if you go along this way, the chassis is actually sort of flush there. So although it looks really cool and it works and stuff, if I didn't have that problem of head height and being able to fit in there with the helmet and seat and stuff, I'd just have it slammed right down. But unfortunately, because of the roof chop, it's just what I've got to do for practicality's sake. So I've only just tacked these on at the minute, so I'll just cut those tacks there, raise those hinges up a little bit. I might just have to trim a little bit off the bottom actually. There's going to be a little bit of stuffing around, but yeah, it's just got to be done. So I love shit low and slammed, but unfortunately it can't be as low as I wanted. Shit. Okay, thanks for watching so far. I'm really enjoying this build. I hope you guys are too. So if you like it, leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. So the next step will be just to continue mounting the body, getting it all strengthened up, and then I'll probably look at front end, see what I'm going to do about a radiator, and yeah, just finish sort of paneling the rear end and stuff. But plenty more to come. I'm trying to work really fast on this, guys, to keep you all sort of entertained. So yeah, like I said before, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.